Yes, we do. It's with this tile or this tile. Listen, you hear it? I don't want to crack it. You hear that moving? These two tiles are loose. I don't know if they're laid very poorly. I don't want to jump. I don't want to crack them, okay? So it's towards the middle of these two tiles. It's right down along, and if you look carefully, if you look very carefully, you're looking carefully? If you look carefully, you can see there's actually a break in here. So I'm going to use some stuff you squirt. I can cut around these two tiles and pull them out and reset them, which is probably the proper way to do it. But I don't have any extras, and I'm afraid if it's a whole big thing. If I take them out, I have to put muriatic acid, and I have to get all the stuff off the back, and I have to grind the mortar off the floor. I can definitely do that if I have to. But I'm going to try this stuff that I've bought that's made to just drill a few holes in there and inject. I'll show you what it looks like. So it's this stuff. It's called Fix-A-Floor. And bonding adhesive for loose and hollow tile repair. For all tile, marble, stone, and wood floors. Just drill and fill. So the idea is you drill some holes and you inject this. Now, it might not work because the mortar, theoretically, I think it requires the pressure from the mortar being solid. And if this has a break in it all along here, it might just ooze back up. But it's hollow, I would guess, somewhere around here. So I'm going to drill some holes in here. I have a piece. The idea is I have a piece of tile. This is the tile. So what I'm going to do, I know how deep it is. The idea is to drill to just below this. So what I'm going to do is I'll put a little mark on the tile here. It said use the smallest one you can that fits in between. This is too big. Even though it looks like it's pretty big, it's a poorly done job. And I think the gap is very small. These actually might even be touching. So let's see if I could drill a hole straight in there. Let's see, I'm just gonna put it, I don't wanna crack anything. It's definitely touching the tile. I don't want it to. But this was the smallest size. Yeah, this might even be too big. I might just have to remove all the mortar from here. Let me see. Yeah, whoever laid this tile did a crummy job. This is not even even. Let's see how deep I want to go. I got to somehow mark this. Not somehow. I mean, I know how. Just take a piece of tape, painter's tape. Let's see if I can do it the lazy man's way. If I take a marker, I just do this. I make a mark like right here. I'm not going for accuracy here. Okay, so like approximately like there. Okay, that'll pretty much get me down to the bottom of the tile. So let's see what happens. definitely hitting the tile. I don't like that. This is not even going to work because they didn't leave any gap. That's why this is not working properly. This is why this cracked, because there's no gap at all. How am I going to do this without breaking these tiles? This is less than 1/8 of an inch, this gap. There we go. Well, I guess it's hollow down there. So I got a vacuum it. All right, you can see. Look what happened. All right, there's one. So let's do this. Let me get a little light here. It's definitely hollow. All right, let's see. Maybe I'll do like 3 of them. I feel like the whole thing's moving. 2. This is a hammer drill, by the way. Not as hollow over there. I want to make sure I get underneath. Okay. Next thing to do is to get a vacuum cleaner and suck this out. Let's see what the instruction says. Masonry bit, a 3/16 or a quarter, whichever is the largest that will fit between. It barely fits. Each side of the tile. Drill 1 to 3 holes on each side of a tile, depending on the size. Drill straight down into the grout lines inside the problem areas. Vacuum over. All right, that's it. All right, so that's it for now. Okay, that's it for now. I just want to show you something. Watch. See the air? Can you see that? Let me see here. Clearly. Let's see. Watch this. Here's the hole. This one's very loose. All right. All right, so I went and I grabbed my vacuum. All right, and I'm going to follow the instructions and suck out the poison. Suck out the dirt, the junk. All right. One hole. All right. That's it. So now I'm going to have to cut a really small hole like that. Shove it in there and squirt it in. That's the whole small. All right. That's next. That's coming next. All right. So step 2. I'm going to go into those holes. So I'm leaving this with a 1/4 of an inch, the 1/8 of an inch opening. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to drill a hole in there. The question is, what size one of these should I use? Maybe I'll do that. Let's take this. All right. I think it's just easier to drill a. Perfect. All right. Let's get some paper towel in case there's a mess. Screw this back on. We'll see if we can get pressure with this. I have this thing. Okay, let's start over here. So I gotta shove that in the hole. I knew it would be coming out the top. See that? I'm going to wind up taking this whole thing out. There we go. That one's working much better. I like to get this to flow underneath the whole thing. It is messy though. Wow. My hope is that it's going everywhere under there. Just gonna keep pumping on it. This is liquid, fairly liquidy. Where's that other hole? There it is. This works, it'll be a miracle. Okay. Wow, what a mess. I'm not quite sure this is the way you're supposed to do it. So what I'll do is, I'm going to grab the extra, then put some weight on there and see what happens. So let's see, we'll take some paper towel. Not too bad, not too bad. So if you have a fancy schmancy room, or it's a tile that you are very worried about, I would suggest you tape it off, because I didn't realize it was going to be like complete liquid. But it is. I'm just going to put a piece of wax paper just in case. Then I'm going to put a piece of wood. To spread the weight out. Then I'll put this. Okay. All right. So there you go. It says to leave it for 24 hours. Oh. Got the generator. I'm just going to leave it like that. And we'll see, maybe I'll fill in the highest, the whatever it fills in. We'll see what happens. All right, see you in 24 hours. All right, so it's now 24 hours later. I just removed the weights. I removed the wax paper from over here, a piece of wood, and the weights. You know, I had that generator, and no more noise. One more time. How long it's going to last, I don't know. It looks fine. If you look carefully, you can see little holes. I'll have to fill them in. One hole there, one hole there, one hole there. The stuff must have settled because it was all the way full before, and there's definitely a hole there. So it must have settled underneath. This one has a little stuff sticking out. It's actually kind of not rock hard, it's kind of like a little gummy if I push on it. So whatever, I should be careful not really run on top of it for a couple of days. But that's it. It looks the same. It's got a couple little tiny holes. I'll show you what I'm going to do. Fusion Pro grout. Unfortunately, it's not going to match because this grout is filthy. Good thing about this floor is it doesn't really show much dirt, but it's dirty. So just grab a little fingerful of this and fill in that hole. Fill in that hole. The other hole I lost. You know what I can actually do? I can actually go all the way across where we had that little, what I should have done. All right, what I should have done is take take something and clean the dirt off of here. All right, so that's it. Now I'm just gonna go over the top of that with a wet towel. All right, like on the edges here, and that'll harden. That'll be good. Okay, it's a week later, and as you can see by the different color grout right there. These are the tiles I worked on. It was this one making the noise and that one, primarily this one. But this is where I drilled the 3 holes. I just wanted to see if I could put grout on top of existing grout, because I might do this to the whole floor at some point. But anyway, here it is. It's completely fixed. I mean, it did work. Let's step on this. I mean, it's not making any noise at all. All right, so the tiles were a little loose. Squirted the stuff, it was liquidy, but it went underneath and it dried. And the problem is solved as far as I'm concerned.